We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Detective Comics number 969. This is part 1 of the story Fall of the Batman, written by James Tynion IV, Joe Bennett pencils, Sal Regla inks, Jason Wright colors, Sal Cipriano letters, Guillem March and Tomeu Morey did the cover, Raphael Albuquerque did the variant cover, Andrew Marino assistant editor, Chris Conroy senior editor, and overall I do like the cover. It's an interesting concept. And you kind of get a hint as to what's going on. See, Batman has to confront the mayor about some stuff, and for the first time in a long time, Stephanie gets to see that Red Robin is in fact alive. So we have a smoochy reunion there, which is really touching and special. And then we cut to our main story eventually, where Killer Moth is trying to assemble a team and make it sort of like what the Bat family is doing, a coordinated group of criminals that will be used as a sort of strike force. And he's got some interesting people here. He's got Solomon Grundy, Firefly, all really good criminals. You also see a couple of Riddler's goons and a few other people, somebody from the Royal Flush Gang. And it looks like he's assembling quite an assortment of people. So all in all, there's some interesting characters at play here, but it turns out one of them is not who they appear to be, and the Bat family takes their attack on the group, and we learn that the Victim Syndicate is planning a lot, and they may be behind some of the shenanigans going on. Overall, it was a decent issue, but it felt like it wasn't a part 1. It felt almost like a standalone until the very end. Now, Clayface looks really awesome. The artist really knows how to draw Clayface and Batwoman. As far as everybody else, pretty solid. Tim Drake looks a little too much like Damian to me sometimes. I get those a little confused, maybe, but overall solid art. Killer Moth looked really cool too. Unfortunately, Killer Moth is kind of played like a chump in this one. I don't like that. He's supposed to be a lot scarier than he looks, and he's kind of made out to be a joke. And the villains are generally kind of glossed over in this story. It's really more for the serialized soap opera of it as opposed to being a serious threat. It was a little disappointing in that regard because it had a lot of potential for them to form like a supervillain team. That could have been really interesting, especially if they had been trying to pull a job or something, but it kind of falls apart anyway. So I think it's a story plot thread that could have gone further and been a lot more interesting if they had dared to go there. Tynion's run has been kind of a rush job, it feels like. He's trying to do too much too quickly. Overall, it ends up being kind of mediocre. Although I do like the Clayface subplot. I think that's actually really interesting. There is that. Overall, is it worth the $3 cover price? No. Is it worth picking up? Yeah, it was an interesting story. It's part 1 of a new story arc, and so far so good. I don't think it's worth the cover price. It's dollar bin material. It's good filler if you gotta pick up some books and you find it in the cheap bin. Yeah, definitely pick it up then. But if it's over $1, don't bother. It's not worth that. Just wait till you find a used copy of the trade or get it out of the discount bin when it eventually makes it there. I hate to say that, but it's just a very average book, and the serialized nature of it really does hurt it for just grabbing up issues. You're gonna really have to keep up with Detective Comics in order to get the most out of this, so you're gonna have to go back many issues to really be fully aware of what's going on. If you find it cheap, grab it. Otherwise, this might be a pass. But that's just my take. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. And we hope to see you on the next one.